You're watching TV Guide Broadband, online, on demand.
Hey everybody, I'm Rossi Morielli, and this is Hollywood Stars Out of Control. Now I'm standing in front of Hyde nightclub, one of the hottest clubs in Hollywood. And most nights, you'll find Paris, Lindsay, and Richie all partying here, with the paparazzi not too far behind, capturing their every move. Now, despite what these girls are doing on a nightly basis, partying in Hollywood is no new phenomenon. But it's the behavior of these girls most recently that has a lot of people asking, when will enough be enough?
When you're talking about these sort of starlets like Britney, like Paris, like Lindsay Lohan, like Richie, the public is fascinated with them.
There's this whole adage about Hollywood is high school with money.
You've got people who have had fame for whatever reason, very, very young, extreme wealth, very, very young, and they live in one of the most bubbling, sparkling cities in the world.
They weren't just running around, going to parties and having fun. They were getting drunk, they were falling down, they were passing out on New Year's Eve.
We've already had Nicole in a near-death experience driving the wrong way in the freeway.
You have more opportunity for bad behavior when you're leading a big life like these people lead.
And there have been plenty of opportunities. From public drunkenness, DUIs, and rehab stints, young Hollywood is out of control.
Humans are naturally drawn to look at drama. We don't like watching people that are healthy and are sitting kindly at home having dinner with their family. We like people that are into a little chaos.
And the chaos seems to go hand in hand with the so-called Hollywood lifestyle.
A lot of your image, a lot of your money is made by being seen out and about.
The problem with being a celebrity is not so much the stimulating lifestyle, it's not helping any, but it's the fact that there's no one there to say no.
Britney Spears shocked her fans when she walked into a hair salon in Tarzana, California and shaved her hair. Some say it was a cry for help, but friends say they've been worried about Britney for quite a while.
I think for a long time we saw it coming, that she was spiraling a little bit out of control.
Britney's rebellious lifestyle has gone from amusing
It started with not wearing panties
to alarming.
when she shaved her head, was in and out of rehab 3 times, that everybody was like, whoa, there's really something wrong.
Britney's breakdown was months in the making, indulging in late-night partying and out-of-control antics soon after her split with Kevin Federline. She capped off the bizarre behavior by checking into the Promises Rehab Center in Malibu, California for a 3rd time in less than a week.
This has been a fairly significant tumble.
When Britney was shaving her own hair off, the owner of the shop was trying to persuade her not to do it, and her bodyguard stepped in the way and said, look, she can do whatever she wants. Well, what if she had a gun or a knife? Where does this stop?
Isn't it interesting that when Britney Spears shaved her head, the very first thing she said was, my mother's going to be mad at me.
On the contrary, Britney's mother Lynn has stepped in to help her daughter in her most desperate time of need. She has also found an unlikely ally, Britney's estranged husband, Kevin Federline.
It's interesting that as Britney has sort of unraveled, his stock has gone up.
I think a lot of people made fun of him in the past and thought he was the sort of deadbeat dad, but he really seems to have stepped up to the plate as watching the kids, and we're hearing that he has gone to visit her in rehab, and you know, maybe he's the rock in all of this.
In fact, it was an ultimatum reportedly issued by Kevin that forced Britney to finally face her personal demons by calling an emergency custody hearing on behalf of their 2 children.
I think the fact that he has put some very firm consequences down, meaning you're going to lose your children, that is what's helping Britney. So whether, you know, he wants to stay married to her or not, or really loves her deeply, he cares enough to do that.
I think she realizes she needs to do it. Her kids are in the line.
Now, K-Fed actually looks like the more stable parent, which none of us would have ever thought could happen.
Britney continues her recovery, and it remains to be seen if the former pop princess can bounce back.
I recently saw Britney, and we talked for a little while, and you know, God bless her, she's really doing the do now, and she's working hard, and you know, she's a mom, a young mom with 2 little kids.
This girl has so much talent. There's like 100 producers lining down the block wanting to work with her.
You know, everyone loves a comeback story.
I'm standing on the famed Sunset Strip, a Hollywood hotspot. But it was a much different scene a few weeks ago when Paris Hilton was pulled over driving on a suspended license, and a few miles away, Richie was pulled over for driving on the wrong side of the freeway. It's behavior that has a lot of people asking, when will it stop? The uber-rich childhood best friends were first introduced to mainstream America with their hit reality show, The Simple Life.
Spoiled Beverly Hills rich girls who have an ability to laugh at themselves, trying to be real people. That, in essence, was funny.
The Simple Life had a simple concept. Two socialite city girls living and working on a real Arkansas farm. One, the daughter of pop superstar Lionel Richie, the other, heiress to the Hilton hotel fortune.
There was just this incredible fascination about Beverly Hills goes to the sticks.
Just days before its premiere, a night vision sex tape of Paris and then-boyfriend Rick Solomon was all over the internet. The X-rated flick created a mega publicity storm for the highly anticipated show. In the wake of her newly found fame, if she wasn't dating Backstreet Boys or getting engaged to Greek shipping heirs, Paris was busy creating her empire.
I'm doing so much this year right now, my album, I'm doing a movie, the book, my clothing line. So I think I've worked very hard and I deserve it and I'm really excited. I've always been wanting to build a brand and I'm doing it, so I'm very happy.
You have to remember these two are both very astute businesswomen. You know, not many people could have made as much out of themselves as they have from The Simple Life.
In the summer of 2006, Paris released her long-awaited self-titled CD. The pop album debuted at number 6 on the Billboard charts. A month later, the high-profile star was in the public eye again.
Paris Hilton has also had her fair share of troubles. Of course, everyone remembers the DUI incident.
Paris was pulled over and arrested on drunk driving charges while leaving a Hollywood club.
You know what I don't understand? When you have extreme wealth, you can afford to have a chauffeur on call all night, every night.
She might get some more community service to have to do, but highly unlikely that she will be going to jail.
Nicole Richie's personal life was also shrouded in scandal after the launch of the reality show. In February 2003, she was arrested for possession of heroin.
Nicole Richie also has had her fair share of problems. You know, had a well-publicized drug problem, got off drugs, but then there were the questions about whether she had an eating disorder.
The pretty rich girl reportedly made a full recovery from drug addiction. Unfortunately, her disappearing waistline was cause for concern.
Now we've seen a drastic change in Nicole's appearance. She says she doesn't have an eating problem. Well, all you have to do is look at this girl and understand, yes, she does have an eating problem.
I think Nicole Richie maybe is the most tragic because I think you've seen obviously the weight fluctuations and this paper-thin, wisp, decidedly unhealthy weight.
Richie ended 2006 with a bang when she was arrested and charged with DUI.
And Nicole Richie is probably the luckiest lady alive.
After 3 seasons of the popular Fox reality show, Paris and Nicole's lifelong friendship suffered a very public falling out. Despite plenty of speculation, the cause of their rift was kept hidden from the press. But recently, the former best buds have been spotted together and have another season of The Simple Life on their non-stop schedules.